Yes, so welcome again to Health and Wealth SB Cooking. So today we are going to be focusing on lunch. We have done 3 videos already on breakfast. So today we're going to do Stef's famous, flavorful chickpeas meatballs. So we're going to do chickpea meatballs. Before we even get to the chickpeas and the walnuts, we're going to just saute our vegetables. So you could either do this avocado spray oil. Okay, right, and then already we chopped up the onion. So this is 1 cup of onion. We're going to throw that inside. You hear that sizzling? We have to saute the onion. Alright, not only have to saute the onion, of course, the cardamom flavor pepper, not hot pepper but flavor pepper. You could put 4 of them are 2 tablespoons. So we have that already chopped up. That is done. Now we're going to put 1 tablespoon of fresh garlic. Thanks to my nephew, he cut this up so we're doing while we're doing our prepping. Alright. And of course, we need to do some parsley. So we're going to do 1 cup of fresh parsley. And fresh parsley gives your food a nice flavor. You have to saute that, and sometimes you might have to add some water. So I'm going to step over for a bit and grab some water because not enough oil in there. So you don't have to saute only in oil. You could saute in water. Especially if you're having a liver issue, fatty liver, it's not good to saute in oil because when you heat up the oil too hot, it could become damaging to you. And also, we are going to put in, of course, the carrots. So we're sauteing that. Now this is where the flavor comes in. We're going to stir it up, and you have to saute the carrots, the parsley, the onion, the garlic. Now we put this away. So here is where the magic begins with the flavors. So you wonder why these things taste so well. First, we're going to put half a teaspoon of cumin. Half a teaspoon of cumin. Matter of fact, I say half a teaspoon. So let me re-edit myself. It's 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, you want to make the flavor very good. So it's 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. So you see cumin, you can't leave home without it, like American Express. So 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Then you have ground coriander. Oh man, they put it in soup, but I'm telling you, this burger, when you put it inside the burger, it tastes real good. You're going to also do 1/4 teaspoon of that. One of the things about using spices, you don't want to put too much of the spices, then it becomes overpowering. And of course, you have Italian seasoning. And for those of you who don't realize, Italian seasoning is composed of oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, and parsley flakes. So you're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of this also. As you can see, our lovely Italian. Put that back. Then you have to have some garlic flakes. So thank God for Costco garlic flakes, nice organic garlic flakes, of course the Kirkland brand. Put on a 1/4 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And I purchased the garlic powder without the salt because the reason why a lot of people end up putting a lot of salt in their food is because they buy all these seasoning with salt. These are just some basic seasoning here, and we're going to stir it up and make sure that saute nicely. See, you have to saute it nicely. You know, saute the onion and all the flavor it in. And it's good to use a wooden spoon because if you use a metal spoon, sometimes what happens is that it scratch the pot based on what type of pot you're using. It's best to use an iron pot and 100% stainless steel, especially if you could get a surgical stainless steel pot, you could do that. So this is sauteed nicely. Well, we add the salt of the earth, so we need half a teaspoon of Celtic salt. So you're going to put the salt 1 time in here. So it's half a teaspoon, so you have to do 1/4 teaspoon twice, because 1/4 plus 1/4 give you 1/2. I say one half. I think we have to add some more of that salt. So there's another 2 and do another 2. Yes. And what are we getting here? With our Celtic salt, see our Celtic salt here. You see it's kind of clammy because of the magnesium, and you know magnesium relaxes the muscle. And also Celtic salt have about 82 minerals. So you're eating minerals when you eat these burgers. We're sauteing this nicely. Sauteing this thing nicely so it could be cooked down nicely. So when you bake it, you have to bake it that long, just bake it until it's brown. So this is our base right here. So now we're going to shift focus. Going to turn this off. Turn the stove off. Going to turn it off, and of course we're going to bring this over here. So we have this kind of chickpeas actually measured to 2 cups. The 2 cups of chickpeas. Because we have a nice decent blender, now we're going to do, you could either use pecan nuts. We're going to do 2 cups of pecan and walnuts, or 2 cups of pecan. And if you have a nut allergy, you could do 2 cups of hemp seed, plus the additional hemp seed that will be added later on in the recipe. Alright? So you do not need 2 cups of this. See, so this is the second cup. Alright? And then we are going to blend this down to powder. And the blade to get off all the nice rich chickpeas and walnut. So it could be pecan as a substitute or walnut. Both nuts give it a nice meaty flavor. Alright? And we're going to add that into our mixture on the stove here. The stove is turned off, so we have to mix this up together. Alright, set this aside. I'll mix this in the pot and I'll transfer it inside of a bowl that I had. The bowl is a bit small, so I said, you know what, let me just keep it in the pot old-fashioned way. Mix everything nicely together. You see the carrots and you see the parsley. The onion is sauteed along with the garlic and the curcumin, the coriander. You have the garlic, and if some of you want to add a little bit of cayenne pepper to give it a little heat, that will be fine. You could add your own touch to it. You don't have to stick. When you're making it for the first time, you stick to the recipe, and then you just can modify. Now, I didn't work with extra hemp seed, but that is fine. So now we have to do a cup of this is plain gluten-free, and this is actually made. I like this is not breadcrumbs. It's from gluten-free crumbs, rice flour, raisin juice, concentrate, honey, and salt. That's 4 ingredients. I add that to that. So the mixture, and then we're going to mix it together. So it's like almost like to hold the things together. Strap on there, so just hold it together. Now when I'm talking to you, you know you always have to have prep in the oven, so I already have some mixture made before. This one makes the thing become easy. This is the one that we had before. So we just basically roll it like this, and we have one. Alright, the fresh one that we have here, we just grab some together. Just grab it together, squeeze it together, still kind of warm, and just make a ball. And here you go, voila. You put that inside the oven to bake at 350 until 15 to 20 minutes until it's brown. We have some that is just finished. Some that is just actually finished. Right here. Freshly baked from this mixture that we have here. Freshly baked from this one. And then we show you that we have 2. Take this off. So we see the racking. Now we have 2. This is what was pre-made, and this is one we just made. Alright, you could see it's a little bit of crunch. You could cut up the parsley much finer. You could shred the carrots much fine if you like to. You could make sure in a food processor blend the walnut much finer and also the chickpeas. But either way, you could have a crunchy one, you could have a not so crunchy one. So there you have it. This is Stef famous chickpeas meatball, and this could be made into a burger. This could be made into a pie. You get a square Pyrex dish or a round one like this, grease the dish and make a nice little pie. Or if you want pancakes to make it like pancakes, you just press it in the pancake, you're making pancake burgers. So you could have a pancake burger, chickpeas, you could have a pie, chickpeas, you could have a meatball, chickpeas, or you could just have a burger. So this one recipe could go for 4 different things. Same recipe, different shape, called different names. Alright? And yes, I'm going to sample. Should I sample the one that just came out the oven? I think I'm going to do that, you know. So let me grab a spoon here. This one just came out the oven. It's hot. Yes, this one is literally and this is moist. This is cumin and cumin. Try it, and next time you come back on my channel, in the comment section, please tell me how you like the recipe. Okay, and this is what we have. And also there's a sauce we are going to make. Okay, so stay tuned until we come back to make the sauce. Great. So we made the chickpeas meatballs. So now we're going to make a sauce to go with it. Nice, tasty sauce. So what we are going to do, I'm going to put quarter cup of water in there, because you don't have to saute with oil. You could use basic water, especially if you're having some liver fat issues and cholesterol issues. You don't have to little bit high. Then you put some sweet pepper in there. Now if you notice, I leave the seed. That's where the flavor is. It's in the seed. So you cut up everything. You don't put the seed in the garbage. It's not trash. You have that. And then also what we have here, we have all of these. You put a quarter teaspoon curcumin powder. Then we have our coriander. Then we have our Italian seasoning. Of course, we have to have our onion flakes or onion powder. No salt in none of these. And garlic powder. All of these you put a quarter teaspoon, and just put like a 1/8 teaspoon of the cayenne pepper. You don't want it to be too hot, and you're stirring this to saute it nicely. You want to saute the onion, get it cooked. You understand? And you could add in the tomato. There's like a 1 large tomato added in, and of course you put a cup of carrots, shredded sliced carrots. You could do it on this grater. We did it literally on this grater, on this side of the grater or on this side of the grater. Alright? And all that simmer down. And all the powder we put into one, measure it 1 time. So we go quick and efficient. So here we go. And I love me some coconut milk. I'm going to measure 2 cups of coconut milk. And I use this brand because when I go to the supermarket, I don't use sulfite. It causes the pulse rate to increase. So I use this one. It only has coconut water and gum from the sea. So just 2 cups of this. That's 1 cup. I'm going to measure another cup. Coconut milk. Alright. And about a half a teaspoon to cut any acidity from the thing, about a half a teaspoon. But I'm going to open up this honey and just estimate about a half a teaspoon. Yep. Put that there. I don't use the sugar, and I bring this around. See this nice thing, and you could also put some celery in it if you want. You could put some curcumin, some turmeric rather, inside of it. And I think I had some turmeric. I'm gonna rush to get my turmeric. I thought I had this in the bag, but it's okay to give it a nice yellow color if you choose to. So this now we're going to let this just saute down, and this will become a nice thick sauce with the sweet pepper, the carrots, and all a nice flavor. Sometimes you want a little thicker sauce. So you see this is chickpeas flour. Same chickpeas, you just put a little bit in there. You don't use flour, you just use chickpeas. to give it a nice body, so you have a nice creamy sauce. Chickpeas flour. That's simple. And let it simmer down nicely. And boy, oh boy, with a little bit of cayenne pepper, not too much too hot to make it uncomfortable, but just at the heat, the sweet pepper, the carrots, the fresh tomato, the coconut milk. If you're in the Caribbean, you grind the coconut, you squeeze the coconut, will be good. Just let this simmer down for the next 3 minutes. We turn it off and we have a nice sauce to put on our meatballs.